Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of this Let's Play series of Star Trek Online. My name is Winters. So, some information that I actually omitted from part 1, the introduction for this Let's Play series, is I have actually created a brand new account, and yeah, it's a free-to-play account. So everything that I will be doing will be as a free-to-play player, and yeah, I intend to show you how to build up currencies and stuff like that as free-to-play and get ships and whatnot. So anyway, let's get going. So I have to go over here. If we look up in the top right in the minimap, we can see our objective highlighted with that yellow circle. I am not going to go through reading all the text and that. I'm basically going to F-bomb my way through this series, but I strongly advise you, if you are a brand new player to the game, you know, enjoy the story. Take your time, read it, and listen to any voiceover that there might be, and enjoy the story. Okay, so we've got some equipment to pick up here, and we'll hit F again.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
We leveled up. I'm going to open up these boxes, and we'll open up our character sheet. We will equip this weapon here by dragging and dropping. We will put this body armor in here. What's this? Oh, that's a kit. Another thing you can do is you can double click and the kit will go in. Then we will look at our ship, and we will upgrade our beam array. We will upgrade the other beam array. We'll put in that tactical console. We'll put in that science console. We'll put in that torpedo. We'll put in that deflector. By the way, I'm just double clicking these here to put them in. And engineering console. That's it. Okay, we'll sort everything down here. And okay. Tutorial. Find first officer. So I have to go and talk to this personnel officer here, and we'll get our first bridge crew.
You will be assigned to the Klingon front, but first, you could use some new equipment for your ship. I have some improved consoles.
Okay, we are.
I've received a report there is a Bolian freighter that is overdue arriving at Earth.
Okay, so it looks like we're going to beam up to Earth space dock. And here we are now at Earth space dock, or ESD for short. And what I'm looking for is, you see that little arrow there in the minimap? That's pointing to where my objective is, so I'm slowly going to make my way down there. I'm going to open up our character sheet again, and let's see, I don't think, oh well, I can put in these batteries. So this is a weapons battery, and this is a shield battery. And if I select one of my bridge officers, I can give you some body armor. And I can also upgrade your weapon. And that's about all I can do for now. Okay, so we have to talk to Malcolm Sissel.
Greetings! It would be a real help if you could, when you're ready to return to your ship.
Yeah, okay, whatever. I'm going to quickly run to the bank. There's a bank right beside us here. This is the shipyard, by the way, this area that we're in here now. I'll probably do a tour of Earth Space Dock in a later series. Or not series, but episode. Right. This stuff, I don't think I'll get any money from it if I... Yeah, okay, so I can safely recycle these. It's not going to cost me anything. I have some little tip that I'll show you guys later. Okay, so let's click this button here. We're going to beam up to our ship. And here we are. This is our Miranda class starship that everyone starts off with. So let's start off with these here. So we'll go from left to right. So these are our different subsystems, and this represents the power levels for each. So on the far left here we have our weapons subsystem, then shields, then engines, then auxiliary. I am not going to be using anything auxiliary, so I'm going to drop that power level all the way down to the bottom as far as it will go. And I'm going to increase my power level a little bit on weapons, because I want to do more damage. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, well obviously this here is your ship, it represents your health, and these are your different shield facings, and these will deplete as they get hit with either phaser or torpedo hits. This is your throttle control here. If you hit E, it'll go up 1/4 each time. You can bring it down a 1/4 each time by hitting Q, and you can hit R to fully increase or decrease the throttle. These are our weapons here. So for example, if I mouse over this beam array here, we can see that we're doing 223.7 phaser damage. Now if I drop this power level down, look what happens here. 176, 64, 53, 41, the power level's still dropping. So that's probably one of the first tips that I can show you guys. The more power you have in this case the weapons subsystem, the more damage you are going to do. So we're going to reset this back to where we had it, and we'll do more phaser damage. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on each one of these, and you can kind of see a little green box has appeared around that. Look at this one. Right click, green box. What that means is once you start firing at a target, your weapons will continue to fire until either you go out of range, the target goes out of your firing arc, or you destroy the target, or if you unselect the target as well. Right, so that's that set up. I'm going to quickly see if my bridge officers are good. They are good. We'll close that. We're going to click on this button up here, which is depart system, and we're going to leave the sol system. By the way, that big station there on the right hand side is Earth Space Dock, or ESD.
My friend sacrificed so much to secure peace with the Klingons. I bear the responsibility for the consequences to him and his crew, a thought that troubles me to this day. The hope was that this alliance would last forever. It did not. The Klingons have chosen war. The Federation is doing its utmost to protect its borders and the billions of innocents who call this space home. But I fear that this conflict may be our undoing.
That was, of course, Ambassador Spock, or voiced by the late Leonard Nimoy. And we'll be hearing more from him later on as we go through the game. Okay, so let's proceed. If I hit M on my keyboard, it will open up the map, and we are currently in quadrant space or sector space, and this is our destination here. If I use the scroll wheel, I can zoom in. This is where we are, and this is where our destination is. So if I just simply click on that, hit OK, automatically plots a course to our objective. I'll show a couple of other ways of doing that later on. This button up here in the top right hand corner, you can also use that to display the map or close it, but the M key works as well for opening or closing. I suppose actually, since we're on the way, I can show you another. So I'm going to zoom in here a little bit, and I'm going to purposely go off course. This little icon here to the right of my primary objective, if I click that, it will auto set the course for me to my objective. Now, the thing with this is, it only goes to the mission start point. So, if I start the mission here, and then there's like a part 2 in a different system, and I click that, it'll only ever bring me to here. It will not bring me to part 2. So, that's something to be aware of. That's only for mission start points. Not for continuing on any mission at all. Rescue the SS Azura. Let's go.
To any ships in range, this is Dana Brott of the transport SS Azura. Please help. We're being pursued by Orion raiders. Crew injured, taking heavy fire. Dropping out of warp near your coordinates. Need immediate evacuation and assistance. Please help us.
Those pesky Orions will teach them a thing or two. Excuse me. Okay, so this is going to be the first bit of space battle that we have. So what I'm going to do is, these are bridge officer abilities. This being Torpedo High Yield, which is a tactical ability. This one is Emergency Power to Shields 1, which is an engineering ability. And this one is Tachyon Beam 1, which is a science ability. And in this one in particular, if you see when I mouse over it, it shows the firing arc for it. So I go back over it, and you can see the arc there being highlighted in front of the ship. Same thing happens with the weapons as well. You can see that as a much greater firing arc, 250 degrees. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to initiate Torpedo High Yield. You see I have 30 seconds to use that. I'm going to hit R on the keyboard, throttle goes up to full, and we'll scan this mag design in a minute. Okay, I'm going to hit spacebar now and start firing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what they call a broadside, which is basically getting my front and rear phasers firing on the target. And you can see he's nearly dead already. And we'll start doing a broadside on the next target. We'll do another Torpedo High Yield and we'll turn in and fire it off. Let's get one more torpedo in there. Okay, that's then taken care of. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is, these are very important, these nodes. These are for R&D, or research and development, and these are the materials, part of the materials that you need for crafting items later on. So if I use the arrow keys on my keyboard, you can see I can change the graph there to line it up. So that's pretty much how you do it. You probably noticed there was some buttons there. You can actually click on them if you want, but trust me, the arrow keys on your keyboard are much easier to use. Anyway, there's a little hidden accolade here. We're going to fly over this direction and we're going to go through the asteroid right here and come out the far side and attack these two Orion corvettes. So I'm going to hit Shift and R, and it puts us into full impulse. And there's our accolade. That's Torpedo High Yield. Now, something else to show you. See this little icon up here, little arrow? That shows the shield facing that you are firing on your target. So if we can get... I'll tell you what, we'll go straight ahead for this guy. Oh, never mind, guys. Okay. Right, we're firing on this guy's starboard shield. Watch what happens now when we pass him. We'll probably come to his rear one. Yep, there we go. Now we're on his rear shield. So that's something to bear in mind, what shield facing you're actually firing on, which can be important. Not really now at the start of missions, but later on. Okay, so let's hit R to reduce our speed and F to scan the SS Azura. Okay, so we just accept this, and we're going to beam over to the SS Azura. First of all, talk to the transporter chief, and then go to the transporter. Okay. The controls are pretty standard. WASD to move, shift to sprint, and C to crouch. I will be using the numpad to fire my weapons. So number 1 is my primary firing, number 2 is my secondary, 3 is a melee attack, 4 is a hypo spray, which is a health boost, and 5 is resuscitate downed allies. You can hit B for an aim mode and X to go into shooter mode, but I prefer just staying in third person. It should be noted that in the other modes you do get, you know, slightly more damage, but it's not that important. I just prefer the auto targeting, and that way I never miss. Here we have another R&D material, Z particles this time. These are the arrows I was talking about earlier, so like, you know, you can do it that way. Trust me, the arrow keys on the keyboard are the way to go. By the way, there's no point in talking to these guys if you are a tactical officer like I am. There are accolades in this mission that are career specific. So those down crew members are part of a science accolade. You give them medical assistance and you get an accolade for it.
We hid in a... I'll never let those...
The engineering accolade is doing something here with the warp core. You go to this panel, then you go to one over here, and then another one, and you stop the core from breaching or something like that. So anyway, we're going to scan the warp core here because we have to. And this is actually... I'm going to show another little tip here, but I'm not going to be very clear about it because it could be considered an exploit. So be attentive to what I'm doing. I just hit F and I done something else, and look, without even lining up the waveform, I was able to get the R&D materials. So I'm not going to say exactly what I done, but you should be able to figure it out until such time as the devs fix that. So here's the tactical accolade. We interact with this console and then bypass plasma containment, and we're going to cook these guys. There we go. And there's the accolade, tactical thinking. Actually, before I move any further, I want to move that ability down here. Okay, alright. Grenade out. Remember, always pick up your loot. Even if it's junk, pick it up, because you can sell that stuff either on the exchange or you can trade it to a 50% vendor and you will get energy credits. And trust me, you're going to need a lot of energy credits. So always pick up your loot. Always. Anyway, this is the end of the ground part of this mission. Excuse me. We're going to beam back to the ship. We have another space battle, and that will be the end of the mission. Talk to the transporter chief. And use the turbo lift. Incoming message. Okay. We do high yield, fire. Yeah. I'm going to broadsides with this guy. So another tip is shields are more susceptible to energy weapons, i.e. phasers, compared to torpedoes. Torpedoes are not very effective when they hit shields. Excuse me. So ideally what you want to do is do a broadside, weaken the shields, and then get torpedoes in on the hull for maximum damage. Which we should be able to do pretty darn soon. Like right now. There, we just brought him down from like 80% down to 40%. 32 down to 18. And that should finish. There we go. We click on our ship down here and it will rebalance or redistribute our shields as well. We've got some R&D materials here, so I'm going to pick these up. And scan hydrogen gas. I'm going to start turning around for the next one. See? I didn't have to hit or line up the waveform at all. I just got the materials straight away. So if you're clever, you should be able to figure out what I'm doing. I'm basically hitting F and I'm getting R&D materials. Just a little time saver. Mission complete. Depart system. Okay, so I'm going to click on this little icon here. It'll open up our mission journal and hail Starfleet.
Well done. You saved that crew just in time.
These are our rewards. We get this amount of experience, this amount of expertise, this much dilithium, and then these different items here. So we hit continue.
Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Ah, we've leveled up. And our next mission is diplomatic orders.
We have a diplomatic mission for you. An important Vulcan ambassador is traveling from his homeworld to the monastery at Pajem. Capturing the ambassador would be a major coup for the Klingons or Orions, so we're assigning you to make sure everything goes smoothly. You are to escort Ambassador Soketh to Pajem. Please meet him at Vulcan. Once you locate him, speak with him about the transport mission. Do whatever is necessary to keep him safe.
Okay, so we're going to accept that. And we'll exit. And with that, I think we're going to leave that there for this part 2 of this Let's Play series. Thanks a million for watching. As always, leave a like, have any comments, leave them below, or any questions. And please subscribe to the channel. My name is Winters, and I'll see you next time for Diplomatic Orders. Adios.